Faith has a new frequency. The Spirit of Huntsville. KHSPLP, Huntsville, Texas. Spirit 94.3.
In homage of Rick Boehning this morning, a little jazzy music here this morning for Rick Boehning. One time I played some music for Rick that I thought he'd really like, and he told me, Kaye, he said, "Don't you ever play that again?" And that was that. It was on the same day too that I recommended this pizza place. I told him it was the best ever, and
it was not.
We've had this discussion, Kaye, but
it's not a good day for you.
No, it was, boy, and I think I'm still trying to recover from that, Rick.
Well, I'm having a great day.
Hey.
I mean, I don't hold a grudge.
Yeah,
unless, you really
very long, like forever.
Yeah, I'm still trying to recover from that, Kate. I've been up many a night.
Have you?
Long.
He still won't play a game with one of the children because, he got.
You ever heard of StarCraft?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I used to love StarCraft.
Me and him were playing StarCraft against the computer, and I was using him to help guard. As soon as we defeated the computer, guess what he did?
Defeated you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's traitor in my book.
He's just trying to get that XP, buddy,
and
went off on you.
We don't play that anymore.
You remember that show? What was it, In Living Color or whatever? It used to come on TV late. It was called, and he would say, "Homie, don't play that."
Yeah,
so, homie,
I remember that.
Homie, don't play that. Well, what we do play is we play A Great Morning here on Good Morning Huntsville. Right. So we do want to welcome all of you in. Time is 7:34. Thanks for hanging out with us on another episode of Good Morning Huntsville. We want to welcome in all of you that are. Where's my button at? I have a new button that I can push now when I cough, Kaye. It's a red button. This was you see this and you probably think that's like a kick Rick off real quick button, but
it does kind of look like an eject button.
Yeah,
I've got one of my 007.
I want to wire it into the seat and then come back down.
How come you got so many holes you're sealing?
We are here. We want to say hello and good morning to all of you. Let us know that you're out there. Many folks are already starting to chime in on our social media feed. Jennifer Augustinetti, the first to comment this morning. So good morning to you, Jennifer. And maybe you've never commented in before. We want to hear from you. Do that, please. We won't
hit the eject button.
Hit the eject button on you. Yeah. We won't embarrass you, but come on and let us know that you're out there. We'd love to hear from you this morning and just comment in. Let us know what you're thankful for as we get started. And again, all of you on Spirit 94.3 as well, welcome into this broadcast and on social media. A lot of folks also watching on LinkedIn. We had some interaction on LinkedIn last week as I had a good friend of mine, Ty Gibson, came all the way from Georgetown to be here on the show. He's a Bearcat alumni. Owned a company called Waterboy Graphics and sold that business a couple of years ago. They've done very well, and it was great to have Ty on sharing the importance of organ donation. He himself has had 2 liver transplants and a pancreas transplant. And so he shared the importance of that, and he's the reason that I have the heart logo on my driver's license. Years ago, he told me, he said it in such a simple way. He said, "Well, donate if you can." I said, "Well, I'm not going to know it either way, so I'll go ahead and sign up to donate." And appreciate Ty for being on. Underwriting support for this program is made possible in part by LH Jewelers, online at lhjewelers.com, and also Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. 3 locations here in Huntsville. Their website, tomorrowspromise.info. Well, Kaye and Rick, good morning. Happy Monday morning.
June the 1st.
June the 1st. Can you believe it's June the 1st?
No. There's so many things that need to be done.
I can believe it.
Where did May go? Where did January through?
You've been busy, so you didn't know this.
I just will let you know, the older you get, the faster it goes.
Yeah, well, I was just about to say, where did the last 20 years of my life go? I just cannot believe that we are moving this fast. And when you think about June, the 6th month of the year, we're halfway through 2026. If you can believe that.
I can believe it.
That's crazy. An old church I used to go to, he'd always say, 2024 is going to be your best year yet. Well, it was like November, and he was still saying that. So at what point do you cut that off and decide that?
December 31st at 11:59 p.m.
Okay, so you got one last minute for.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. See, This is a positive show. I don't have my positive bell yet this
Where's
morning.
your positive bell?
Well, it's on the Chaplain Holmes is here on Friday, and so we.
There it is.
There we go. Josh has it. I got the fries, please, and the omelet.
Order up.
Oh, it's good this morning. Well, there is a lot of great things happening throughout our community. One of them is the Best of Awards that the item just had, and we had a great turnout for our ribbon cutting. Kaye, I just wanted to first say thank y'all and congratulations on the Best of Huntsville Award. I know that y'all have won that many years in a row, and what was that award ceremony like this year? I heard it went pretty quick.
It did go pretty quick.
There was one quote from it that I will probably remember for a very, very long time. That being an entrepreneur is the only job where you give up working 40 hours a week for somebody else to work 80 hours a week for yourself.
Jason Brandolini.
That's a good quote. So there you go. If you want to start your own business, work 40 for someone else and 80 for yourself and call it a day.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is I don't work 80 and I don't work for myself. I have a whole lot more bosses than if I worked for somebody else.
Do you feel like, and I do want to start here in a moment, we're going to have our Monday Mindset with Kaye Boehning right on this first segment. Do you feel like, of course you work, but with you doing what you do, does it feel like a job, or does it, because you've been doing it for so long, does it just feel like it's part of the routine of life? And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean it in a positive way.
And I've told people this several times over the last 29 years now. I've probably worked about 3 years of that I actually really didn't want to go to work that day. Most of the time I love what I do. But, if I have to fire somebody or reprimand somebody, that's a day that's work. I don't like that. Or possibly the food program audit. I don't like that either.
You brought up something. There's been times when I have my IT company, and you're right. I never felt like, even doing this, I mean, we take it serious. You take what you do serious. I take what I do serious. And we're always looking at ways of growing and expanding. That's why you guys go to so many conferences and different things. And we're always trying to learn and grow and do things here with the station and other things that we do. But I never really thought about those days too much, because those were the days that were the hardest days. And I remember in the 2008 downturn, things got pretty rough back in 2008. We were struggling to keep our doors open, and I was struggling to pay myself. And there was many times that we went through that season to where I always made sure that my guys got paid, even if that meant nothing left over for me, even though if I was the guy that was there, first and left last. In fact, our old shop, we had a green couch, and I slept on that green couch. I mean, I'd go home, take a shower, and come right back, and that was life. It never felt like work until some of those difficult days, like you just mentioned. I'll never forget, I had a business consultant. It's a really great person, and I'd call him for advice. And I remember distinctively, I was 3 months behind on my mortgage, and it was a really hard season. And I said, man, I said, I've got to figure out a way to do this, or I'm going to lose my house. And he said, Rob, I'm sorry, man. He goes, you're going to have to let 2 of your guys go. And I said, I can't do that. Now, these 2 guys didn't have children, and they didn't have mortgages. And so, that kind of weighed into it a little bit, to be honest. But it wasn't easy, because one of those guys had helped me tremendously. And I said, well, can I just kind of let them know that this? He's like, no, you can never let them know. He's like, you just have to do it on a Friday, and it's going to be the hardest thing you've ever had to do. And I'll never forget walking in. And just knowing for that week that I was sick that entire week. And then on Friday, I had to go in and tell that man, both of them, pulled them one by one. And the one who helped me tremendously, understandably, was really upset. I'll never forget, he had his own coffee pot. Now, here's the silver lining is 6 months, a year later, we started talking again, and he's been a friend ever since. And he understood. At the time, he was young too, but he understood when he looked back on it. And he's like, man, I'm sorry that you had to go through that, especially with me. But I'll never forget, he had his own coffee pot. And I didn't even get mad at him, because I knew that he was emotionally pretty upset. I guess there was some leftover coffee in his coffee pot. So he poured it out on the floor, and he walked out. And I'll never forget that. And I don't, now I could look back and kind of chuckle about it because he's done really well. I mean, he ended up moving back to San Antonio. In fact, I think doing that was probably one of the best things for him, looking back on it, because now he's married and has his own child and all that. But it was really hard. But I just remember, and I didn't even I was beside myself. Like, I remember seeing that in slow motion because that's how he handled that emotion. I'd rather him do that than come in and, with the baseball bat on everybody.
Yeah.
So pour out the coffee all day. The other gentleman was a lot more understanding. He was a little bit older. He still took it pretty hard, but he actually told me, he's like, well, I have quite a few jobs. Do you mind if I finish those up over the next week? And I said, yeah, absolutely, man. And he left on a really good note. And I trusted both of those guys. And like I said, we look back now and now I'm able to, this was good night, 08. And we're looking at what, 26? Was that 18?
Or halfway through 26.
There's no way that was 18 years ago.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
Oh my goodness.
The older you get, the faster it goes.
The faster it goes and the more the scale goes up.
Yeah, my scale, it's got a booster rocket on it right now.
Good night. That just hit me really. Man, that's like almost 2 times in high school, if you think about it.
That's a couple of decades there, buddy.
Good night. Kaye, 29 years, right? 29 years. Does it seem like it was just yesterday that you started?
In some regards. The others, it's been such a whirlwind in the last 5 years that the first 20 pale to the whirlwind that's been the last 5. But the thing with bad days is really there's just bad moments within that day. The whole day isn't bad.
It's just
that's something that I've been working on. Is it's not a whole bad day. That was a bad moment in that day.
What I've been working on with children is not letting the morning define the rest of the day. Because there's so many mornings that it's a challenge. We're at this weird age. Everybody says the terrible twos. I don't like that word. I call it the trying twos, but we didn't have problems in the twos. It was easy. The threes and now the fours with my little girl have been.
So it's the fearsome fours.
Yeah. It's the flip out fours and the when does this end threes? It don't even rhyme. It doesn't have to rhyme. But I've learned that there's 2 things that I've learned. 3 things. One is you got to be patient, and that's difficult. I am not a patient person. This morning there was a guy. He was driving the normal speed limit, and that over there in Elkins when you're on the when you're leaving the neighborhood, and there's that on ramp, and there was plenty of time for him to go. Well, he decided to slow down and stop. I was like, and I'm sitting there thinking, come on, it's like my pastor one time said, I use this phrase, what are you waiting for, Moses to part the Red Sea? And then I was like, wait a minute, am I going to allow this one little blip of someone who's not even doing anything wrong, like define the rest of my morning? I just kind of laughed at myself. And I'm trying to do that more.
And you never know that he could have been slowing down and stuff like that. And that could have delayed you 30 seconds for that deer that ran across the road that you would have ran into or something else like that. You never know what the delays and things like that are.
Yeah. I just realized you're right. And I've just realized, man, we just got to pause, take a deep breath, and realize that everything in the grand scheme is actually going to be okay. Sometimes you don't see it. Maybe that's a word for somebody. There's many people that listen on this station, people that are listening literally behind a prison wall. And I always say that, of course, every action, there's a consequence for that action, but there's still hope. And you have to find a way to cling on to that hope. And for me, it's a spiritual thing. And I think for many of us, you put Christ first. You start your day in prayer. I'll tell you that I saw some research last night, Kaye, and then we'll hop on the Monday Mindset with Kaye Boehning. Saw some research, and of course, this makes sense. It was like someone was proud to discover this, even though it's already known. They said starting your morning off with prayer has proven to result in a better day. People with less stress and more joy in their life.
You're just now catching on, huh?
Wow. The light bulb
5
went
minutes.
off.
5 minutes.
That's what it said. Did you see this? There was an article that it did. It said 5
Yeah,
minutes.
I haven't read the whole article, but I glanced at it.
I was like, man, just think if you did 15 minutes. 5 minutes bring you this much joy. What about 15 minutes?
Who's got 15 minutes?
If you go back to that 5 a.m. routine of 15 minutes of spiritual, 15 minutes of exercise, 15 minutes of reflection, and 15 minutes of something else.
Reading.
Yeah. I went blank.
That adds in the hour right there, your morning routine. And we talked about 5 to 6. Yeah. That's the 5 a.m. club, right? The 5 a.m. club book. Yeah. Well, let's transition in because this kind of leads in, Kaye, to when I said in the grand scheme of things, sometimes we lose focus in life on what truly matters. And so this morning, as we continue with Kaye Boehning, this is the Monday Mindset with Kaye Boehning. Focus on what matters most. Listen to this, friends.
So have you ever gotten to the end of a busy day and wondered what you've actually accomplished? You were busy all day. You answered emails, returned calls, solved problems, and handled one thing after another. But somehow the things that mattered most never got your best attention. I think we've all been there. I'm there all the time. So Robin Sharma talks a lot about the importance of focus. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Our phones buzz, emails pile up, social media pulls at our attention, and before we know it, we've spent our energy reacting instead of leading. The reality is that being busy and being productive are not the same thing. The most successful people aren't necessarily the ones doing the most things. They're often the ones doing the most important things consistently. Why focus is so powerful? Focus creates progress. When your attention is scattered, your results are scattered. When you focus on what matters most, you move forward faster. Focus also reduces stress. Try to think about 20 things at once is exhausting. Focusing on one priority at a time brings clarity and calm. Focus reflects your priorities. What gets your attention gets your life. If you want to know what matters most to someone, look at where they spend their time and energy. So your focus challenge for the week. Choose your top 3. Each morning, identify 3 most important things that you need to accomplish. This creates clarity and direction. So you need to eliminate one distraction. Turn off notifications, close unnecessary tabs, or limit social media.
You do none of those things.
Protects your attention. So work in blocks. Spend 30 minutes focused on one task without interruption. This builds concentration and productivity. I do that. You don't have to do everything today. You just need to do the right things. So for the final thought, one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is your full attention. This week, stop trying to be everywhere and do everything. Instead, focus on what matters most. Because when you focus on the vital few instead of the trivial many, amazing things start to happen. Your life moves in the direction of your attention. Choose wisely.
Wow, that's good. You think about the phrase, you're a product of your environment. And I was joking whenever you said get rid of the things that distract you. And I was telling Rick, go on now.
I don't distract.
I'm just kidding.
I keep her focused.
But you think about all the things in your life that you give attention to. And if you're not careful, those things that you give attention to will start to define you. And you lose focus on what matters most. There's so many days that I allow my own self to get in the way instead of just stepping back and having more gratitude. And we talk about it on this show, 760 episodes almost now, somewhere in that ballpark. And it helps every morning to talk about it more because it has allowed me to be more mindful about it. And so maybe there's somebody in this rut this morning that is saying, I've been trying some of these things and I feel like I've been talking about things forever, but I want to challenge you to continue to talk about it, because the more that you talk about the things that you need to do, of course there needs to be action. I'm not going to sit there and sit on the couch and say, well, I need to get this done today. And then 20 years later, you're still sitting on the couch. You need to put action, but it is good to reflect every single day. And I'll tell you, over 3 years of doing this show, it's helped me to be more positive, to be more grateful, to have more gratitude. Do I still fail? Absolutely. But I fell a lot less than I used to 3 years ago. And I think that's the important thing, is to focus on what matters the most. That's a word for everybody today, whether you're behind a prison wall or maybe you've put up your own prison wall in your life. Focus on look around you. My goodness. I mean, just look around you. I'm sitting here with great friends this morning. Got one hanging out the door over here that's about to hop on in a minute that got on to me about pulling in front of him in a right-hand turn lane the other day. But you know what? We still had a great conversation. I'll share that in a minute. So, Josh, real quick, as a young man, Joshua Mashi, our producer back there, he's in college. Josh, for you, how do you divert your attention to the things that matter most? How do you focus on what matters the most? I want to hear from your perspective as a young person.
I mean, I write down there's like a graph, and I write down what I have to do sometimes. I don't do it all the times, but it's like a 4-square graph, and it has important, necessary. I forgot the rest. But like it's like where like you have to do it. It's urgent. Okay, it's urgent and important, and not important and not urgent. And so you put what you have in those, and you see if you can remove it for the day, or you have to do it first, or stuff like that. But I put my priorities straight. Like spending time with the Lord is number one.
Yeah, that's good.
And I listened to a message yesterday by Ben Stewart, and he said, God made us to know him. And so if I don't have time to do my one purpose in life is to know God, then I'm doing it all wrong. And so start by knowing God and getting a relationship with God. And then after that, put whatever, number them off.
That's good, Josh. That's why I knew we could throw it to Josh. He always sets me straight. So, in fact, on that little area that says not important, that's where he writes my name on there. Says, well, maybe.
Well, God gives you the energy to do what he wants you to do.
Mm-hmm. I was sitting in Kaye's Thunderbird yesterday trying to get it to run right, and I was messing with the radio, and guess what station I picked up?
94.3.
That's it.
Then you felt a little better, huh?
I did feel a little better.
Well, that's good. Well, speaking of feeling better, we're going to keep it on the station this morning. We have a great friend, Garrick Long, joining us this morning. He's got some good softball updates. There's a win streak going on that I've heard, and some great, amazing things happening. We're also going to share a story about just having a little bit of patience and also being mindful of the person behind you when you're driving. That story and more coming back when we come back. We'll keep it right here on Spirit 94.3. Stay with us. More to come. It's your morning show. This is Good Morning Huntsville.
No, Bethany, True, Barrett, Radar.
Just like every day needs a fresh cup of coffee.
Amen.
A refreshing cup of Rick Boehning here on Good Morning Huntsville.
We've got 3 of the dumplings here.
Yeah, 3 of the 4 dumplings are here today. Kaye is going to be on crowd control for us here for the next segment.
I'm leaving.
So, Kaye, good to have you. But you know who else it's great to have on this morning? None other than the Long of Garrick.
The Long of Garrick.
Yeah, Garrick Long, Joy. Garrick Long, everybody.
I do that with city names. Like with Pearland, I'll call it the land of pears.
Okay.
Sugarland, the land of sugar. You know, let's see, Woodlands, the land of woods. I'll switch it up like that.
Huntsville,
just to be
the
funny.
Ville of Hunts.
Pass a get down, Dina.
That's a get down. I like it.
So
I'm trying to think of other ones that would be
Ton
fun.
of you.
So Ding Dong, Texas. The town of Ding Dong. That's great.
City of Leagues.
Okay. Ding Dong, Texas really exists? Did you know this?
I'm going to believe you on this.
No,
one.
it really does. Ding Dong. Did you know that there really is a town, Kaye, called Ding Dong, Texas? Gun Barrel City. Malakoff's a good one, but Gun Barrel
Cut
City.
and shoot.
Cut and Shoot. That's Rick's town. Rick, one day he found out he wasn't from Cut and Shoot, and he's like, I'm so disappointed.
I really am.
Yeah.
Changes your whole origin story now, Rick.
I know.
does.
It's terrible.
Well, we are reunited with the Dumpling Gang here. 3 of the 4.
You think we can call Billy? Have him just call in?
We'll get him next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
we
come
are.
by on Friday sometime.
We are happy to have Garrick Long here. Garrick, give us some updates, man. How have you been? We'll talk softball in a minute, but just tell us how you've been. What's been going on in the world of the Long of Garrick?
Doing really well, but I want to set like the story straight on this whole car and turning lane thing real quick.
Yeah, give us the
You
rundown
make
of
it
that.
sound like I was this very angry person when I really wasn't.
No, you were gentle.
Oh, I was. How did you even get over there? Because if you were coming from your house, do you take Veterans Memorial all
I
the way?
drop the children off and come around. So set this up for the people so they know exactly.
Okay,
you know
so
what happened.
I'm heading into work, but dropping off child number 2 at her school. And so that requires me to come 30 coming back into Huntsville, and I take a right onto 45 to hit the feeder. But how they have the lanes currently set up, it's a left-hand turn, straight, and then straight or turn on the far right. It's a little bit of a pain. This one wasn't thought through because the other side is not like that. But on this side, there is the opportunity for people to just sit there who need to go straight instead of taking a right.
To block people that need to
Yeah.
turn right,
And
to
so
go on the interstate.
I'm just thinking in my head, like I knew it was Rob. I knew it was Rob back where Veterans Memorial meets 30.
Well, those tags kind of give it away.
Correct. It absolutely does. So thank you for customizing your license plate.
Yes,
sir.
you're welcome.
So I knew it was you from the start. And I was just like, what's he first I was questioning my head, what's he doing on this side of town? Because I know you live over in Elkins.
You ain't welcome over here.
And
This town ain't big enough for the both of us.
I kind of thought of it as like, okay, maybe he took veterans this way. I don't know, whatever. It's okay, whatever. And so I'm driving, and I was like, I need to take a right. I really hope he doesn't get in front of me. Oh my God, is he going to get in front of me? He's getting in front of me, but he's not. He doesn't need to take a right. He's going to go straight. Maybe he needs to go get some food. Nope. He needed to go straight because he was coming here, and I'm just like, dang it. So I called him. I was like, sir, this is the right-hand turn lane. I was just giving him a hard time. So it was great talking to him that early in the morning, but I definitely just wanted to give him a friendly hard time for a second there because we all do it. You know, I try to avoid doing it, but we all do it. So
The funny thing was when I got into that lane, I saw a red truck. I didn't think of Garrick right away.
He's got a pretty red truck.
Oh, yeah. But the first thought I had was like, that was a jerk move, Rob. Why did you do that? Because the person behind you is probably going to turn right.
Why didn't you turn
But
right?
then I tried to justify it, Kaye, because I was like, well, the law says that you can still go straight. But I'm mindful of the next person.
Yeah, but why'd you get the right hand lane?
Because I felt
to
like-
come here, you need to be in the left hand lane.
Well, no, it's
They
kinda
both go straight.
They go straight.
They
now.
both go straight.
I know that.
Well, and the reason I got into that right lane is because there was a car that was already in that other lane, and I was like, they're probably going to go a little bit slower than I like. I got the vibe. That's what
Absolutely.
happened. Is that the right word, Josh? The vibe? Yes. I think.
You used it
Josh could-
accurately.
yeah.
We want to run into the deer. Got it.
Yeah, I got the vibe that and I was right. They were a very slow driver, and I just didn't want to go.
Was it me?
No,
No.
I just didn't want to go 10 miles on 11th Street, 10 miles an hour. You know, I was like, okay, let's pick up the pace. And so I got over. But as soon as I did, I was like, I just denied somebody the right to turn right, even though I can legally go straight. And then Garrick calls me, and I knew right when my phone rang, I knew who it was. And then I knew it was Garrick. So thank you, Garrick, for
You're very welcome.
and we maintained our friendship. For my former producer here on, back in the day, Bearcat football,
Back in the day.
Hornet football, my former producer has still allowed me to be his friend. So thank
Absolutely. Well, I would have never want to lose that. So
you. Josh, can you hit that one button that makes that tone real quick? Because we needed that a lot back in the day. Garrett, go see, we needed that with Garrick back in the day.
we needed that with Garrick the day. I'm assuming you didn't hear the word I just said.
Just kidding. So.
We probably did. I probably needed to be a big giant red button. I could just
You don't know this, but he keeps pressing that button.
That's even better. Good job. So I like this guy. I know I said it the last time, but I like this guy.
No, that's good. Well, Garrett, give us some updates. We wanted you to come on. You had called me yesterday and said, hey, man, I'd like to drop by. And we had an opening this. I said, well, come on Monday. So give us some updates on what's
and here
happening.
comes the long beep.
No, so last time I was in here, we talked Huntsville softball, like the youth league. So for the 14U team. And so we had a great turnout from the community. So huge thank you. We ended up getting like 44 sponsors.
Wow.
It was huge.
That is
yes.
awesome.
That's
Well,
amazing.
that's how many people truly believe in these girls. Because we have a great group of girls, and it's very evident. And so we've been playing tournaments these past 3 weekends. We played in Magnolia, then we played there's a new place over in between New Waverly and Willis. It is beautiful. It's brand new. Like, they had to have completed construction with the past few months. It's called Prosperity. Like, I had no clue it was out there. There's
Another softball park? Is that, wow.
baseball and softball. Yeah. But also there's no service out there. So you have to be able to know how to get there. Because once you're there, you're stuck because there's no service. But so with the Magnolia one, we ended up getting third. With the one between New Waverly and Willis, we ended up getting second. And then this last weekend, we played district and we got second place. So this was huge for these girls. And I'll remind you, all of them but two are actually technically 12U players. We only have 2 14U players on the team.
Wow.
And we're going against 14U players from these other areas, from Willis, from Magnolia, from the Woodlands, And so our 12U girls are hanging with 14Us. So it's a huge accomplishment on their end because Olivia is the pitcher, and she's making these 14U girls just strike.
Now let the people know who Olivia is, just to let them know.
She is my stepdaughter, so no genes of mine, but I'd like to think that I influence her positively, So, but she had 16 strikeouts this past week.
Wow.
Over 4 games.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So she's really improved over the past year. She takes pitching and batting lessons with the Lauras, which they're a softball factory, by the way. The Lauras, like, they're amazing people. Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, sorry. We had a flicker of the light here. Meteor just hit the building, I think.
It's still doing it.
Yeah, that's weird. The electric in the whole place is flickering. Anyways, continue on.
Sorry.
It's that softball magic. I mean, it's on fire.
So no, she learns from the Lauras, Kinley and Maddie, and they're amazing. Maddie's currently going to be going to play softball for a college in Oklahoma. When Kinley gets older, she'll get called from someplace to go somewhere. They are on the track to be awesome in college. So Olivia being able to look up to them and learn from them is huge for her. So, but for the Huntsville Havoc softball team altogether, they're playing great together. They have great chemistry. They're really working hard. So truly impressed with what they're able to do. So,
The cool thing, Garrick, that you were talking about were these 12-year-old girls, with a couple of the 14, these that's a great opportunity for the older girls to be mentoring these 12-year-olds as well.
100%. And so really with these girls, they've been playing for so long. So it's more of just friendship for all of them. It's not that big of an age gap to where it's a mentorship yet. But with some of the girls on the team, they're on the lower end of the 12U. Like they just entered it, so they're 11. So they're getting to look up to see what this style of play is. So they may not be getting on the field as much as some of the others, but they're witnessing what needs to happen to make that happen for them.
That's cool. Well, Gary, that's one reason whenever you called, I was ecstatic because, there's so much going on in this community that people don't realize. I mean, one thing that just totally got skipped over, which I feel bad about, is Alpha Omega won the state championship in baseball again. And I haven't seen one news story about that. And I feel guilty about that. I'm sure Colin did something. I haven't seen it if he did, but that's a huge accomplishment, Kaye.
Yeah, it is.
State champions won it, just like the football team won the state championship. We have all of these sports leagues here, especially summer right around the corner. And Garrick, I have to imagine right now that it's an exciting time, not just for the girls because of how well they're playing, but also in the middle of the college softball World Series. I know that they're probably got their eyes tuned to the TVs as well.
Well, we ended up watching Nebraska versus Arkansas the other night, just because Olivia's a big Arkansas fan from her dad's side. And so, but we were watching that and we'll probably end up watching more. And this is how it was last year. We're going through our tournaments while the big one's going on in the world. So it's definitely a lot of fun to watch, and they learn things from it. It's like watching tape. It's good.
Awesome, man. Well, how can folks, I know you said you guys have had tremendous support, but maybe somebody out there this morning wants to find out more information. Maybe they say, well, I want to be the 45th sponsor. How can they get chimed in? I know that this runs as a nonprofit league.
Correct. Probably the biggest thing we need right now is just waters and Gatorades. Snacks, anything to munch on between like trail mix, stuff like that. That's probably our biggest need at this point because with all the sponsors we have now, it helped take care of tournament fees, equipment fees, things like that. So really just water and Gatorade.
And how can folks get that to you? How do they do that?
They're going to drop it off to you and I'll come pick it up.
Okay. We'll bring it here to the studio. Yeah. How much longer is the season?
We have 2 more weeks. So if I'm not mistaken, state is Father's Day weekend. I'm going to double check my calendar. That is correct. 12th, 13th, and 14th. So we're going to be practicing for the next 2 weeks, and then we're going to go hit state. It's going to be down in Galveston. It'll be fun.
Nice. All right. Well, there you go, Garrick Long. Rick and I are wanting to know if you have a. Rick's going to get mad at me.
As long as it doesn't have anything to do with rap, we're okay.
Okay.
He doesn't get mad.
Is there an 82U league?
Let's see.
I'm just kidding.
I've got answers, but
Rick's clenching his fist over here. He's like,
I'm thinking, how do I hit that bat? And I got a cane.
The bat is the cane. Honey.
Oh, okay. Well, that's going to make it hard.
yeah, you can use one or the other. So, what was special about this past weekend is that my sister and my future brother-in-law came to watch the last 2 games. And so my future brother-in-law was a minor league baseball player.
oh, how cool.
Yeah. So he's from Cuba. He's like 7'2".
Oh, my.
The man's a giant.
That sounds like it.
And so he's sitting behind me in the stands, and I can hear him talking about the game, and I'm just like, he is so into it right now. And there was probably one pitch Olivia had, bases were loaded, and she's fighting to get out of it, and she just threw this nasty changeup, and he just was like, yes. He's like, that's the best pitch of the game. So, but that was exciting. But he's sitting there, he's watching, he's talking to my sister, and like, my sister doesn't care about sports. She's never cared about sports until with this guy. And so she's gone all in. But he's sitting there talking about how like could be improving on this, they could be improving on that. And so this was the final game. This was to decide second place. They won, they got their rings, they got their trophy. And then after the game, he's standing there coaching Olivia. He's like, hey, cool. So he taught her how to properly hold her bat. And I was like, I had no clue. He talked about how you put it right here at the end of your fingers and you roll it into your hand. So that way you have better command and hold of it. And then he was talking about how her swing's too wide currently and how she just needs to bring it more in. So can't wait to see the improvements.
Sounds like I need to get this guy like when we have the kids' pinata party, so we don't have to sit there for 5 hours waiting on them to bust
You
that
put
thing.
the rod right here at the end of your fingers.
You ever been to that where like they have the pinatas and like, come on, kid, you're at a point after like 30 swings of like you just want to go rip that thing open and get it over with.
That's why I carry a
Absolutely.
pistol to those. Don't you ever do that again.
Well, that's good. Well, Garrick, any final words today? Thanks for coming in and giving us some updates, man. And again, folks, bring the water and Gatorade. You got a couple of weeks, and bring it here to First Baptist Church Monday through Thursday, 9 to 3. We'll make sure that Garrick gets it.
That'd be amazing.
Any final words, my friend?
Cool if we talk bookstore real quick.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk Bauer Stadium. So
Give us a Bowers update.
Well, there's going to be a team store there, and so bookstore is going to have control over it, which is going to be awesome. So we're currently in the planning phase.
I can see Garrick at the door. Get out! I am in charge.
No,
I can't
no.
imagine him doing that.
No. That is not Garrick.
I am the Long of Garrick. Leave the facility.
If I
Come in
was
and buy stuff or else.
maybe if I was playing D&D or something like the Long of Garrick,
Just don't play StarCraft with Rick. We learned that at the beginning. Yeah. No, but this is good though.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be like 450 square feet. So it's just going to be an extension of the bookstore over there. We're going to have great brands like Under Armour, Columbia, Chickadee, Press Box. We're going to get some Peter Millar polos in there. So if you're familiar with the brand, that's a brand that golfers are playing with now.
Yeah, I can't afford those.
Neither can I.
From the
but
Hunger
you know what?
Games, Peter.
That was good. That was good.
Although it's nowhere close to the Hunger Games.
No, it won't be. But
It's going downhill, Kay. I'm sorry. Here we go. The dumpling starting it up.
you're supposed to be wrangling us in.
I said it was hopeless.
So she's not even going to try.
I'm just working on getting out of this alive.
Oh, yeah.
Fair. So yeah, it's going to be exciting. They're doing a grand opening. I think July 30th, if I remember correctly. Go to the calendar. Yes,
Awesome.
July 30th, I think, is going to be the day. So it's going to be exciting. But can't wait for upcoming football season. And then summer school just started on campus.
Wow.
So that's why I was unfortunately not here this past Thursday. That is unfortunately a busy day. It's the first day because there's always some kind of problems with this or that when it comes to digital textbooks. But
But you got it figured out.
yeah,
So that's
absolutely.
good. Well, Garrick, we appreciate you. Thank you just for being the phrase that I can think of as a good steward of this community.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're always promoting Huntsville, and I know we joke around and have a good time, but man, you always promote such positive things happening here, and you're one of the first guys I met when I came to Huntsville, and we had a lot of fun producing those games, man. So
Oh, listen, it was a blast. I don't want to talk about it as if it was so long ago, but it kind of was.
we mentioned that a while ago on the show, like 18 years on some stuff we were talking about. So,
Right. So,
yeah.
but no, it was a blast. I thoroughly enjoyed it. You got to let me live out a life I never had, of the stardom and fame of being your producer. So
It was good.
absolutely.
Well, there he is. The Long of Garrick, everybody. Straight from Rivendell. I don't even know what that means, Kay.
That sounded like you were talking from the Witcher universe.
Oh, yeah. I have no idea. So, all right. With that, we will wrap up this segment, and we will head back to music and programming on Spirit 94.3. For the rest of you, keep hanging out. A lot of people commenting in this morning. We'll get to those. And also, I wanted to go over a really important post that Kaye Boehning shared yesterday. I read that, Kay, and I'd like to talk about that if that's okay when we come back. So for the rest of you, hang out with us on social media, youtube.com/Hello Huntsville, also the Hello Huntsville Facebook page. We'll see you back in a moment. This is Good Morning Huntsville.
Are you ready for a better way to bank? Join Walker County Federal Credit Union today. As a member, you'll enjoy low-cost loans, no annual fees, and easy online access. We're not just a credit union. We're a community dedicated to your financial success. Experience friendly service tailored for just you. Why wait? Join us online at walkercountymfcu.com or drop by our location at 1802 Normal Park Drive, Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Hey friends, this is Rob Hipp, and I'm here to talk about a true expert in the real estate world. Let me introduce you to my good friend, Terry Coleman of the Coleman Realty Group.
With 33 years in the business, I've dedicated my life to making your real estate dreams come true. Specializing in residential properties, I serve Walker and Montgomery counties, from Spring to Trinity and areas all around.
They call her your next door agent, and here's why.
I'm not just here to help you find a home or lease a property. I'm here to build lifelong relationships. Whether it's residential or commercial, farm or ranch listings, there's something for everyone.
Now you might wonder, what sets Terry apart from other real estate agents? Well, it's simple. She goes above and beyond for her clients, like the time she surprised a family from California with a fully decorated Christmas tree and gifts when they returned from closing. You shouldn't have to compromise on the joys of home during life-changing moments. So, if you're ready to make your real estate dreams come true, here's what you need to do.
Visit my website at myrealtorterry.com and let's make those dreams a reality.
That's Terry Coleman, your expert in all things real estate.
I'm Terry Coleman, your next door agent, and I can't wait to help you open the door to your new life.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Education you can trust. Hey friend, Rob Hipp here for Elliott's Jewelers. I wanted to let you know that Elliott's Jewelers right here in Huntsville, they're celebrating World Diamond Day all month long with a special annual diamond event. Right now, through May the 31st, you can save 30% on in-stock diamond jewelry valued at $3,000 or more. So whether you're shopping that perfect gift for your mother, an anniversary, an engagement ring, or a gift that says more than words can, Elliott's Jewelers offers personalized service by appointment only. They also offer custom designs, jewelry repair, gold buying, appraisals, and restoration. You can book your appointment today at Elliott's Jewelers right here in Huntsville. Visit them online to book that appointment at elliotsjewelers.com.
Hi, this is Braylon. You are listening to Fear Radio. God bless you.
Felt a little unprofessional there, Rick, in front of you, with my hat on.
Well, I took mine off because you can't see my face with my hat on.
6'7".
That's how old I am.
I finally threw that in somewhere. I don't even know. I got to be careful. I say phrases and stuff. I don't even know what the meaning of it is, and got to be careful about that.
6'7".
I said I won't say what it was, but there was another word for awesome that we used to say growing up, and I never thought of the back connotation of what that word actually could mean to somebody. And Josh knows what I'm talking about because our friend Bear was like, wait a minute, why'd you say? And Bear's such a nice guy. But Bear is this age of he didn't know that we used to say that word in a way that it was man, that's cool, but I used a different word. Well, Bear was like, wait a minute, do you know what that word? I was like, yeah, he didn't think of it as meaning awesome. And so it has convicted me to quit saying that word. Does that make sense? And
if I knew what the word was.
Well, yeah, I don't want to say. I mean, it's not like a bad word, but Like, it rhymes with shrimp. I'll say that. We used to be like, oh, that's, you know what I'm saying? We'd always say that growing up, never thought about it. It just, to us, it meant like, that's cool, that's awesome. Bear's like, wait a minute, you know what that? I was like, oh, you know what? I appreciate that, Bear. So good job by Bear, Josh, right?
Yeah.
And I've been praying for conviction. I'm serious about that. I've been praying. I said, Lord, convict me in the areas that I need to be. I'm being serious about this. And that was one of those that in that moment, I never thought that me using that word, because we grew up saying, I never thought that in that moment that a younger generation would see that as a total different way. And so we do have to be mindful of the words that we say. So I've refused to, I'm no longer going to say that. And so now I'm going to say that shrimp instead. Like, oh, Rick, man, that's shrimp, man.
There's lots of words like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
that we don't think about.
We have some words that we don't use anymore because the connotations has changed.
Yeah, it's and you have to be mindful of that. You got to be mindful of it. Hey, we are here. Big shout out to all of you joining us. We'll get to that list in a moment. I do want to give a special thank you again to Elliot Herzlich from Elliot's Jewelers for all of your jewelry needs. Go by and see our great friend, Mr. Elliot Herzlich. He'll take great care of you. I know Kaye's got some Elliot on Elliot's Jewelers modifications. I've got an Elliot's Jewelers modification on mine, and maybe one day, Bridget, but I got to hurry because age is not in my favor. Maybe one day there will be another little stud in there to represent something, but not right now. No, not right now, but maybe a tiebreaker down the road. I'm on the fence, Kay, of like yes or no. What would you say, Kay? Yes or no? 2? Should I go for 3? I'm going to get your feedback this morning from the child care expert. What do you think?
I have 3 boys, so
yes, you're going to say yes. Rick?
No.
Josh?
Yes.
I knew Josh would say so. Now I'm outnumbered. Bridget, congratulations, you won.
I was in your corner, man.
You can always let God decide by stopping any kind of preventative devices and see what happens.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. So maybe one day I can go back to Mr. Herzlich and say, can you add another stud in this ring? But not right now. And thank you to Elliot's Jewelers. He will take care of you. When the time for that diamond stud is needed, he will provide it.
That's true. He's very good at what he does.
ElliotsJewelers.com for all of your jewelry needs. Where did that come from? It's just
reminding you of what you're in for.
This producer guy needs to cut it out over here with this creativity. Man. Good job, Josh. Also, we want to thank, of course, Tomorrow's Promise Montessori School. So we appreciate Rick and Kaye very much for early childhood education excellence here in our community. Nobody does it better than our great friends at Tomorrow's Promise. You can find out more information online, tomorrowspromise.info. The best of Huntsville, best childcare in Walker County. Congratulations.
How many years in a row now?
I think ever since they started doing it. We were trying to decide that at the at the awards banquet, how many years they've been doing it. And I think we got back to possibly 2007 as maybe a starting date, but there's really no records.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking to all the people that can remember things.
Well, it's good. A lot of awesome businesses were honored here in our community, and we shared that on our Facebook page here on Hello Huntsville, and we even put a thing on there that says, if you want an award, please post that and let us know so we can help promote that. And so appreciate the item. The new publisher or editor there, she's doing a phenomenal job. Brenda did a great job getting things rolling again. And the new lady that's there, she is doing a phenomenal. I think her name is Tracy, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you're right.
And so I would definitely want to meet with her.
I haven't gotten around to meeting her yet.
Yeah, she's doing great work. Huntsville girl, I think born and raised here, and she is doing a phenomenal job. I was joking with somebody because there's not really any categories for us on there. So I said, like, the winners of the best of never winning anything, and we're going to make an award for us. And Brian Reeder and I are good. You know, Brian's over at KSAM. Brian is such a great man. Brian came to our ribbon cutting. I invited him. I'm so thankful that he came. And he and Dave Donahue are the reason that I moved here. Brian had let Dave know, hey, I think we should get Rob over here. And I've always been a great friend with Brian. And even when he moved to Waco and came back, he's been a great man, he and his wife. And, of course, Dave Donahue, who I miss greatly. Dave was a great man. But I need to joke with Brian because something backfired on me, okay? I'd let the item know, hey, there's another radio station in town now, so let's bring back the best radio station award. We didn't win it, so it's back.
I know who did, because Brian was there.
Yeah. So I was just joking about that, but they do great work in the community, Brian and those guys as well. And so I was joking. I want to joke with them and say, man, we fought to bring that award back. So we are the winners of the Best of Not Winning Anything award. Thank you for your votes. But no, in all seriousness, though, so many great organizations. And please, if you see that post on our Hello Huntsville page, please comment with that. I know you guys did, but Kaye, what an honor. I mean, that's not something that just happens. You have to earn people's trust, especially with children. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's not easy. And any time that there's ever been an issue, you guys always take care of it, address it, and make sure that it's corrected. And, you know, we've had a couple of things like anything, anywhere. And I've reached out to you, I've reached out to Charlotte, and y'all have always made it right. So thank you for just for what y'all do.
Well, one of the things I always tell people is if you don't tell us, we don't know about it.
Because sometimes the teachers mess up and don't say anything.
Yeah.
And you're dealing with children. And this is the only business that you see your clients twice a day, or that your clients come to you twice a day. And so, you know, if you think about all the people that go to a restaurant, and you know you'll see bad reviews on the restaurant.
They never even talk to the manager
on the restaurant page once in a while, or some complaints or something like that. But they go to the restaurant maybe once a month or something like that. But we're day in and day out, and yeah, there's going to be a time when your child gets bit or falls down and has a bruise that we didn't see or something like that. But you know, we're day in and day out. We're there, and we're doing our best day in and day out. And there are times when we don't know everything, you know, or can't do everything.
Yeah, but you guys address it, and that's the important thing. Yeah. And I think that's what sets businesses apart. You know, I've had people tell me like, "Well, hey, what about this? What about that?" And you can't, just like y'all, you can't get offended. You take it as feedback, and you say, "Hey, we'll fix this." And y'all have done that. We've done that. And that's what I believe sets businesses apart. And you'll see some of these businesses come into town, and we want people to thrive. We want any business in Huntsville, obviously, to thrive.
Yeah.
But it's those that ignore when the feedback comes and just keep on doing whatever, that you don't see them anymore. There's a reason y'all been here 29 years, Kaye. Y'all have seen just about everything, but there is, unfortunately, more to see that we don't know about in any business.
I mean, like, what was it last week? We had a limb come through one of the 10 buildings.
Man.
Great. Just out of the blue. In the middle of the night, thank goodness.
And that gentleman that we had on the show before, I think he came and helped y'all with that. I forget the
Danny White?
Yeah, Danny came, and helped y'all with that.
He was out there the next day helping fix it. And he was out there when the insurance adjuster showed up.
Yeah. We had people we called at 6 o'clock in the morning when we discovered it. I mean, they were on the spot over there to get it safe, get the tree down, get the classroom back open.
Yeah,
it was
had
back
to cover
open.
it up before it rained.
That was downtown at
the main location.
The main location.
Yeah.
Did that come through the office or?
Well, it came through one of the classrooms, but it was next to the office in that metal building.
Wow. Yeah.
At the back.
Yeah.
I mean, the limb was the size of a tree. It was about 14 inches in diameter.
Big one. Yeah.
Yeah. That tree was maybe 3 feet across.
It was just waiting on you, Rick. It was sitting there. Rick, come on.
Well, we were there until 6:30 that evening because we were doing some stuff.
Wow.
And it fell at 10:03.
I want to read something real quick.
Okay.
And then we want to acknowledge all the great people before we wrap up here in a little bit. There's a lot of great folks joining us. By the way, I do have 2 more tickets to Puppy Pals Live. That's coming up here. Is it this weekend already?
What is Puppy Pals?
It is this weekend. Puppy Pals Live from the Old Town Theater. They're going to have live puppies doing tricks and all sorts of fun things. It's Sunday afternoon, so you can still go to church. You can go. You even have enough time to go get your church lunch. You know, everybody looks forward to a good lunch after church. And
we go to breakfast.
Well, here's the deal. And you can still get your nap in, your Sunday nap.
My Sunday nap lasts 14 hours.
Well, not you, Rick. And then you can go to Puppy Pals Live, Old Town Theater, nonprofit here in our community.
I haven't even heard of it. I know about Old Town Theater, but I've never heard of Puppy Pals.
This is why you need to listen to Good Morning Huntsville, Rick.
I'm on Good Morning.
We are giving away tickets courtesy Lois Stellick and Old Town Theater, nonprofit in our community. 2 tickets. We've got 2 more to give away. And all you have to do is text in the keyword PUP. P-U-P.
Lois served me a cookie yesterday at church.
Well, and she didn't even mention Puppy Pals Live.
Not a word.
So text in
She did
PUP.
tell me not to get chocolate chips on the carpet this time.
Those don't go very. I cleaned up chocolate chips before y'all sat down because my children were in the studio Sunday. Keyword is PUP to 936-339-0139. Again, PUP. We're not talking computer lingo as potentially unwanted program.
Yeah.
We're talking PUP as in real life puppies. 936-339-0139 to win those tickets. But Kaye, you had made a post. Is it okay if I read this?
Sure.
Kaye had posted this yesterday, and I may summarize some of this because it's a really good long post. But Kaye had posted, "Why I do what I do. God had bigger plans than I did." Well, the title right there gives us away.
Yeah.
Kaye wrote, "My father and I used to have a running conversation. I would tell him all the things I was never going to do. I told him I was never, ever, 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 ever going to have children. Kaye's mentioned this on the show. He would smile and say, 'You'll change your mind someday.' Boy, was he right. For every ever I said, I ended up with a biological child." Said ever a few times there, Kaye. And then just for fun, God threw in a school and eventually 3 schools. She said, "Boy, am I glad I stopped at 3 evers." I said I would never, ever take another education class. I said I would never become a teacher. I became a teacher. I said I would never teach middle school. I taught middle school. There were other things that I was equally certain about that I told my daddy I would never, ever do that God eventually proved me wrong about. Kaye said, looking back now, I can see that God was preparing me for the long before I knew what he was preparing me for. As a little girl, Kaye sold 416 boxes of Girl Scout cookies. At the time, they were
I still had those.
They were affordable at the
They're
time.
$1 a piece.
They were affordable. That's what I was going to say. Before they're
And a bit bigger box.
bigger box, bigger quantity. They do good work though. But she was pulling that red wagon around, and I guarantee it was a metal one, not a plastic one like they are now, door to door. She organized fundraising efforts, raised record amounts of money through walkathons for the Oklahoma Lung Association. By the way, congratulations, Spurs, on defeating OKC. Had to throw that in. Sorry. She babysat, she cleaned houses, she mowed lawns.
She didn't do any of that now.
Only in Oklahoma would the NBA players have Love's gas station patches on their jerseys, by the way. We love Oklahoma. I have family there too, Kaye. It's okay. I worked at the United Grocery Store and Beaver Express Trucking Company. At the time, they were simply ways to stay busy and earn money. It also taught me the value of saving. And by 17, I'd felt like what I had was a fortune to a teenager. Now I realize they were all teaching me to work hard, serve others, communicate, raise money, solve problems, and think like an entrepreneur long before I knew what an entrepreneur was. Kaye earned a fine arts degree and emphasis in advertising because you love creativity. Later went back to school to become a CPA, 21 hours away from sitting the exam with a 4.0, and I found myself asking this simple question: when I'm old, what story do I want to tell? That I help people with their taxes, or, listen to this, or that I made a difference in a child's life. Boy, what a defining moment, Kaye. I think that is so powerful. Listen to that again, audience. Maybe you're in this boat. When I'm older, what story do I want to tell? What are you doing right now? Kaye said that I help people with their taxes, or that I made a difference in a child's life. That was a defining moment. I think at Apple Computer Company, Steve Jobs went to the Pepsi CEO back in the day and said, do you want to sell sugar water the rest of your life, or do you want to change the world? Well, that gentleman actually came to Apple. Now, the story is, of course, Apple started to fail because he booted out Steve Jobs and they had to bring Steve back. But a similar situation. Kaye said what felt like changing directions at the time was really God redirecting my path. You think about all these things, then moving to Huntsville, commuted to Houston to take Montessori training, and one of the few people to ever complete that training, and then immediately started a school just a month later. 1997. We think about that. 29 years ago, God began writing a chapter that I could never imagine. Found a building on August the 5th after training on the 1st ended. Signed a lease on the 6th, and somehow by September the 2nd, the old frat house met every requirement necessary to open Tomorrow's Promise. 3 students when it opened. Bought myself a sign after Christmas that simply said this: God keeps his promises. And looking back, Kaye wrote that sign may have been more prophetic than I had realized. There's more in here, but then Rick enters the story. Meeting Rick is its own miracle story, too.
It's a miracle she stayed with me.
Exactly. I was going to say that next. She wrote that on the post. A miracle he stayed with me. No, I'm just kidding. God was in the middle of this. Kaye getting her teacher's certification 30 years after leaving college without studying is another reminder that God still had his hand on the plan. You think about all of these. And now today, more than 1,000 local children receive books in their mailbox every month, thanks to the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. Because, Kaye, the vision that you had to bring this to our community, 70,000 books throughout Walker County now because of the generosity of this community. And you think about all that for more than 30 years, dreamed of finding a way for every family, not just those with financial means, to have access to high-quality education. And today, now, tomorrow's promise is closer to that dream than ever before. Accreditation, the dream of that becoming reality last month. And there are still dreams and ideas that continue to be placed on your heart. We know, we talk about them. And there's many that I have no idea about, Kaye, that I know that you have. Never planned to operate 3 schools. Listen to this. Never planned to become a leader of a nonprofit. Never planned to raise money. The 14-year-old you wanted to create art, read books, avoid attention, and not have to talk to people. You were happy with being a nerd. And 14-year-old you would have never believed any of this, yet somehow, but God, I'm going to add in this, but God took all of those seemingly unrelated experiences and wove them together into a purpose that you could not see at the time. And now you look back over the last 47 years, I don't see a carefully designed master plan. I see a faithful God taking ordinary experiences, unexpected detours, closed doors, open doors, successes, failures, and even the stubborn resistance, Kaye, that you have, and turning them into something far greater than you could have ever imagined. You see God's faithfulness one miracle at a time. And I love what you said at the end. I cannot wait to see what he does next. That was an incredible post, Kaye, as you reflect back on just how all these ideas and all of this that God ordained every step of the way. And I know in some of the moments, certainly, you were like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We still have those.
But what an incredible story. And that post is so inspirational for anyone out there, especially young people who are trying to figure out, where am I going to... I'm 42 and I still don't know what I'm going to do in life. I know one thing. One thing that's become evident to me is I've been reading a book about evangelism, and one thing that's become evident to me is I find joy in sharing Christ with others. That's the one thing that I am certain of, that I'm called to share God with people. And I think all of us as Christians are. But outside of that, I don't know what the future holds. And I don't mean it negatively, but I really don't care because I know that God's in control, just like in your story, Kaye. What were you thinking of when you decided to post this? I just wanted to ask, were you just kind of having a moment of reflection?
No, actually, I saw a post from a friend of mine and kind of liked her post and rewrote it a bit. I thought it was one of these, viral things that, you just share or you change your story a little bit. Didn't realize it was something that she had personally wrote. And she took offense to it. And I took it down. I didn't realize that, it was her story, kind of thing. And, I had it up for 5 or 6 hours. And like I said, she made a comment about it. And so I took it down. And then it just kind of wouldn't leave me alone. So I was like, okay, I need to sit and tell my story. And so I tried to succinctly tell my story. Because, there are every single building that has been acquired. When we first moved from off of downtown, the square, to the location we're out on Old Houston Road, then each house that we bought, every building that was moved onto the property or done, every single building, every single location, it all has some story how God made it happen, because it wasn't my idea.
Yeah, man, I love that. And that's hope for all of us today, that if you keep Christ at the center of your life, doesn't mean that things are always going to be easy. In fact, I've always said, and Pastor Jason has told me this, that things actually may be even more difficult, but you are equipped with the armor of God. What is that? It's just being equipped with his word, with the power of the Holy Spirit to take on any challenge that comes your way. Spiritual warfare is a real thing. The enemy is in constant attack, and we have to acknowledge that. So many times we'll go to a church service and we won't hear about sin. We won't hear about the reality of spiritual warfare, but it is a very real thing. Sin is obviously a really real thing. That's why Christ came and died, because we deserve death. But if you keep Christ at the forefront, and I want someone to hear this, I believe truthfully that there's one person at least today that needs to hear this, that if you keep Christ at the forefront of everything that you do, Josh said earlier, the foundation of his day is going to the Lord. If you keep him at the forefront before everything else, before the bad comes your way, because it's going to come. There's going to be bad. There's going to be catastrophe. There's going to be disaster in your own life. All of us have experienced that at some level. Before that happens, keep Christ first. And Kaye, look at what he's done. I mean, almost 30 years, and you're at a place that you never imagined.
Oh, 14-year-old me would not have gotten on this thing.
14-year-old, if you was
I
like,
would not
no.
be doing this. 14-year-old me would not stand up in front of the chamber and
Yeah, when we met
talk.
21 years ago, she was nervous to speak.
Well, it's understandable. I mean, being around Rick, I get nervous speaking to. I'm so sorry, Rick.
She's nervous to speak in public.
I start doing this around Rick.
I've never been nervous.
Well, a good message today. Thank you for sharing that, Kaye. And I know this is why it's important, Man, I don't say that, I'm not going to go down this train, but if I posted something and somebody reshared it, I would be honored by that, because it meant that it did something to somebody's life. It made a difference. This is why it's so important that we share our story. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a testimony. And we never know what somebody's going through. But your situation, out of 8 billion people in the world, it's crazy to say that, because when I was little, we used to say 6 billion. Well, there's 2 billion more of us humans out there wandering around in the wilderness for 40 years trying to figure it out. There's 2 billion more. There's 8 billion people. Out of those 8 billion, somebody has had a similar experience, and they need to know your story so they can get through something that's happening in their life. I see my friend Josh Harris from the Oak Ridge Disciple House that commented in a few moments ago. Josh has an incredible story. 20 years of sobriety, just celebrated that a while back. And I think about if he would have never shared his story, how many people would still be in the bondage of drug and alcohol addiction. But it's because in bold faith, he said, I'm going to share my story about what I've been through. Maybe today, one of you needs to share your story. I'm not telling you to open up a whole can of worms and spill out everything that's happened in your life, but maybe you need to. Maybe you need to go talk to your pastor. Maybe you need to go talk to somebody in your inner circle and say, here's what I've been dealing with. Can you help me? And if they point you to Christ first, then that's the person that you need to align with to find that help.
Amen.
So, okay, thank you. Good story today, and a very important one. Josh, give us some background music real quick. We need some upbeat, because I want to give some homage here. I like that word today, Rick. Homage. No, I like to say homage. All right, here we are. A little bit of thank you this morning to some folks joining us before we wrap up. Paying homage to them, Rick.
Okay.
Jennifer Augustinetti, good morning. Jamie Saucier, good morning. How about Richard and Linda Horn? Richard just had his birthday the other day.
I told him happy birthday online. I haven't seen him in person in a while.
Quentin Glaze joining us. Ross McCammon, good morning, Ross. Hey, there is our good friend Kathleen Nitchman joining us. You know, she had the Nitch and Time Antiques. She retired recently.
Did she?
Kathleen, so good to see you. Elle Turpening, she was at our ribbon cutting. Thanks for coming by. Brian Smith, a converted Minnesota Timberwolves fan. He has jumped over to the Spurs train. Thank you, Brian, from Fargo. Jim Beam joining us. That's a good man right there. He is. He's a good man. Jay Elm, Century Security. They won an award, too.
Those all three are pretty good guys.
Yeah. Jay won. Kyle Kreiner, the Brisketeer. Caitlin joining us. Phyllis Dillard. Good morning to you. My sister joining us. Joshua Harris. My wife joining us. Kyle Kreiner joining us. I'm never, ever going to be gifted $14 million.
He's playing off Kaye.
No.
Never, ever had children.
Yeah, that's right.
Actually, so I have been asked before, why didn't I tell my daddy I don't ever want to be a millionaire? And
So you would become one?
well, see, that's a lie. So I didn't tell my daddy things like that was a lie, because I'm really afraid of God, what God would do to me if I had said something like that as a lie.
Boy, I never, ever, 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 ever want to have $1 million. Ever.
I can arrange that.
Josh, give us some music. I almost forgot something. Kay, do we have a little bit of time? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We got wrapped up today. We were just having good old fun. It's time. Give me that anthem real quick. All right. Here we go. I love Josh over here. He makes my job easy.
He's got it down, doesn't he?
Coming at
Josh, apparently you're going to have to keep him on track to remember to do this.
Oh, yeah.
Play the music, when he's just rambling.
Yeah. Coming at you live from Studio 1229J. 2 million of the Mexican free-tailed bats right across the street, a good whiff on a Monday morning when the wind blows just right. And it's going to blow Rick
and Kaye.
Top 10 right up your nostrils. Because we have it here. Rick and Kaye, in the words of Johnny Canales. You got it. Take it away.
Well, it's June 1st.
All right, folks. It's that New Year's resolution recommitment day, the magical time when we pretend our broken promises still have feelings and heaven elope to Vegas with our motivation on the back of a Harley. I'll count them down and Rick will explain them. So number 10, it's never too late to start over.
Yeah, because nothing says serious commitment like starting in late January after 3 weeks of nachos and emotional eating.
Number 9, fresh start energy.
That glorious burst of motivation that usually lasts until lunch or until the first pizza commercial.
Number 8, gyms are way less crowded now.
All the quitters have quit. Now you get to fight the 3 remaining liars for the elliptical like it's Thunderdome.
Number 7, guilt-free reset.
Stop saying, I'll start tomorrow. Today is the tomorrow you've been lying about for weeks, you beautiful liar.
Number 6, get an accountability buddy.
Perfect. Drag your spouse into this disaster. Nothing screams romance like mutual disappointment and shared protein shake trauma.
Number 5, new workout gear excuse.
Time to waste money on sneakers you'll wear exactly twice. Retail therapy, the most honest part of this whole circus.
Number 4, meal prep redemption.
Throw out that sad wilted kale and pray the new Tupperware doesn't end up as science experiments again in the back of the fridge.
Number 3, one day at a time.
You don't have to be perfect. Just try not to make pizza your emotional support animal this time.
Number 2, reinstall the tracking apps.
Dust off MyFitnessPal and feed it fresh, beautiful lies. It's actually therapy at this point.
And the number 1 reason to celebrate New Year's resolution recommitment day.
Because actually quitting would be too easy, and we're not quitters. We're just very creative delayers.
This time it'll stick with a maximum delusional confidence.
Like a goldfish who keeps swearing the new bowl will be different while floating upside down in the old one wearing a tiny motivational hat.
And if you slip again, just schedule another recommitment day.
Yeah, well, at this point, we're basically collecting them like a raccoon hoarding shiny trash that swears will finally make it responsible adult.
Happy recommitment day, all you works in progress.
Now go pretend you're going to be better.
Rick, it's National Say Something Nice Day today.
It was nice. It's National Recommitment Day.
Yeah, there you go.
June 1st.
Rick and Kaye's Top 10. I like that one today. National Recommitment. I need to think about, maybe that's what I'm going to think about as I wrap up. What am I going to recommit to today? There's something I need to recommit to. I haven't figured it out yet.
I don't want to be committed again.
Yeah. That's your recommitment.
Once was enough.
Yeah. Okay,
To going slow behind the person in front of you.
Yeah. Well, hey, real quick before we wrap up, one final thought. The Lasso Your Imagination. Wanted to give folks an update on that. That's the next big event that's on the calendar for tomorrow's promise for the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. Give us some updates on that so people can mark their calendars.
So we are changing the date to Friday, September 11th. Found out that Sam Houston's having their first opening game in the new stadium on Saturday. And so we'll just have it on Friday and have our Boots Bingo and barbecue. And
Bingo with a twist.
Bingo with a twist. So
twist
I'll
again.
I'll be
do that, Rick.
going out and asking for donations and practicing my Girl Scout cookie sales techniques.
You could sell a lot of Girl Scout cookies if we drop them back to $1.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go, Rick and Kaye. Thank y'all so much for all that y'all do in the community. Congratulations again on the recent award. And friends, I want to remind you, if you're looking for early child care here in our community, Tomorrow's Promise. Our 2 children go there. They're thriving. They're doing great, and a lot of opportunities to grow. In fact, my little girl is very proud now of the Pledge of Allegiance. She's been reciting that, and she gets me to recite it. And now she wants me to do it in Spanish. She has learned to ask Alexa questions, and she has learned to set the timer on Alexa. So she tells me, Daddy, you have 2 minutes. And she'll say, Alexa, set the timer for 2 minutes. This little dude's 4 years old. So thanks to Tomorrow's Promise for giving her extra brain cells in there to come back at me.
I didn't know they taught him to do Alexa.
Well, they don't. But somehow something they learned there, it triggered something else in her little brain to learn how to do stuff that I didn't want her learning how to do, so it's great.
I'm not sure we have Alexa.
Yeah.
But why is your Alexa listening to her and not you?
I don't know. I told Alexa, I said, don't listen to my daughter, listen to me. And it said, okay. And it still listens to her. So, well, that will wrap it up. A fun morning here. Hey, go out there and make a difference. I appreciate all of you for being a part of this program. And as I wrap up, reminding all of you this morning that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. I promise somebody out there needs you. No show tomorrow. My little girl has surgery in the morning, and so we're going to be getting up at probably 3:30 or 4 and heading to College Station. So just keep her in your prayers. And it's just kind of a routine ear thing and adenoid and all that fun stuff. So we will not be here tomorrow, but we will be back on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. As my dad used to say, the good Lord's willing and the creeks don't rise. That'll wrap it up. And did I already do my have a blessed day thing?
No.
Okay. As I end every show, reminding you we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. Please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. I promise somebody out there needs you. Good morning, Huntsville, and God bless. Have a great day. And see you, Rick, Kaye, and Josh. Thank you.
Adios.
Thank you.